Hey guys, so day 2 of the anxiety treatment center, and I just finished. I thought it went really well. I did a lot of different activities, learned about common distortions, which is kind of the faulty negative thinking your mind does in like maybe certain social situations or situations in general. Like one of them is called labeling, and that's based on giving yourself a negative label just based on one situation. So like the one I used, it's like, oh, I got a B, I'm a failure. And so that's, a distortion, because just because I got one B one time, that doesn't define who I am. But yeah, so yeah, I already finished the homework. I had to counteract my perfectionism, so I had 2 note cards. I had to write one sentence just regular, and then the second sentence I had to write with like mistakes in it, so like grammar, spelling, and like I couldn't erase or change it. So yeah, anyways, bye. But yeah, like I think you really have to seek treatment if you have anxiety. Like seeing a therapist is like super essential, and like it shouldn't be like embarrassing at all, because it helps you. Like most of the good therapists don't take insurance, but I'm sure you could find someone that would accommodate you that does take insurance, if you don't have, bucket loads of money to spend. But yeah, and talk therapy is good, but it's not really like, it's not really like powerful to the point where it's going to like make super huge, like incredible changes. CBT, cognitive behavioral therapy, really like shapes your mind and how you think, because anxiety revolves around your thoughts and distortions with your thoughts. And yeah, CBT just really helps you pinpoint those, counteract them, and then you do exposures. You confront your fears to eliminate the anxiety, eliminate the fear associated with that. So like for me, my fears of, having to sit through class, or my anxiety revolving around that, is really associated with the fear of like ending up having a panic attack. But it's like, why? Like, what's frightening about that? And it's that I'd make a fool of myself. I'd make a fool of myself if I had a panic attack, I'd embarrass myself in front of everyone. So I'm afraid of being embarrassed. So in order to do that, I have to do what you call shame attacking exercises, which is my exposure. So what you do is you do something like super publicly embarrassing, and the thought behind it is that after doing this, your mind will realize like, oh, this wasn't so bad. Like, what was I really like afraid of? And it will hopefully diminish that anxiety. And that's just an example for, my embarrassment anxiety. There's different ones. So like fear of flying, flight simulations, or heights. You have to maybe go up a really high ladder or building and sit there, look out, and just kind of sit with that anxiety and just like ride the wave, and slowly it will subside, and hopefully it won't come back again. So for like a few minutes, a few moments of really bad anxiety, it can shape your whole life. And like I've gotten like a lot better just from doing exposures, because although CBT can help with your anxious thoughts, your negative thoughts, your brain, like, since anxiety isn't really logical, it's more emotional, to counteract that, you want physical evidence. And so shaping your negative thoughts helps, but your brain's still like, well, what if this happens? So if you actually do something like making a fool of yourself in public, and you see, like, oh wow, no one, like, this wasn't that big of a deal, no one, like, thought I was a loser, no one teased me, then it gives your brain evidence and a logical reasoning to counteract that emotional one, and saying, like, oh, okay, like, wow, that doesn't make sense to have been that anxious about it. So it really does help. Like, when I was in San Diego, I had to yell in a room full of people, I have panic attacks. And I almost got energized after it, because some people just kind of, like, smiled, and, like, you know, like no one, like, had, like, that weird of a look, and I went up to a couple groups of people and just kind of, like, went up to them, like, I have panic attacks. Like, hey. And yeah, that helps. I mean, you obviously, like, want to start out small, unless you want to flood yourself, which is just doing the highest level, like, the highest thing that would, or the thing that would give you the most anxiety. But yeah, like, if you're shy, you know, starting by saying hello, going up to people, engaging in conversation. But yeah, there's so much to learn, and there's so many, like, thought distortions. Like, I named labeling, but there's also mental filtering. So you choose that one negative thing, so it's like, oh, like, everyone, like, smiled and said hello, but this one girl gave me a weird look, so there must be something wrong with me. Like, only one person, but wow. So you're only focusing on that negative thing. And there's lots, like, Feeling Good Institute, they have 10 top common distortions. I think the Anxiety Treatment Center, I think there was, like, 16, 17 ones. But yeah, it will literally, like, if you can, like, pinpoint those and realize your distortions, you'll be able to counter them and talk to them. Like labeling, like, oh, I got a B, I'm a failure. It's like, no, like, I've actually gotten a lot of A's, and just because I have one B doesn't define who I am. You know, I'm allowed to make a mistake. Okay, it wasn't up to my standards, but that in no way means I'm a failure. And, you know, slowly you'll shape your thoughts. So anyways, I just thought I'd, like, talk to you guys, like, a little bit while I was driving, but yeah, okay.